Colosseum is a scary place. Gladiators fight wild beasts. They went there for entertainment those days because they didn't have TVs. Hi everybody, my name is Abby, and I'm going to teach you all about the Colosseum. What's that? Oh, the Colosseum is where gladiators fought wild beasts, Romans went for entertainment, and wild beasts had to use as much power as they could to kill gladiators in the Colosseum's arena. What? Oh, gladiators, Romans, and the Colosseum's arena are, well, you're going to learn all about it. The Colosseum is a scary place. Gladiators fought wild beasts. They went there for entertainment those days because they didn't have TVs. Well, now that you know what the Colosseum is, you're going to learn all about it from me, the expert of the Colosseum. The Colosseum! Yeah! Oh, we would love to have you on the show. Gladiators? Oh, goody, so will match perfectly with our first round of fact time. Oh, sorry, I have to go. We're on air. Sorry about that. That was Mrs. Wisewoman. She was calling to see if she could be on the show to share about her adventures when her husband died of being a gladiator. But we'll save that for later. She'll be here in a little bit. Anyway, while we're just sitting around, let's get started on Fact Time! Number 1. Gladiators had to train to fight versus wild beasts or other gladiators in the Colosseum, often towards death. They didn't get to choose to be gladiators. People made criminals or slaves fight to death. Well, here we go. Number 2. Gladiators were trained to be gladiators by a lanista, who was already a gladiator and fighting days were over for them. And finally, number 3. Gladiators were trained where? Gladiator school. That's where they were trained to fight versus other gladiators or wild beasts. So, oh, that must be Mrs. Wisewoman. Let's go see. Thank you, little girl. Hello, fellow kitty pies. I'm Mrs. Wisewoman, aka Grandma W. I'm here to tell you about my adventures when my criminal husband died of being a gladiator. Trust me, it wasn't a pretty sight, but I'll tell you a detailed summary. You see, a long time ago, in a land far away, well, from here that is, my criminal husband became a criminal by disrespecting the god Mars, the god of war, by killing a soldier. And it, again, wasn't a very pretty sight. You see, he was thrown in jail after that, of course. And, well, I didn't see him after that because he was sent down to gladiator school because they had decided he would become a gladiator soon after he was thrown in jail. And so, well, I never saw him since again, and, well, eventually I did see him. You see, I went to the Colosseum defeation he was in, and the first fight he was in, he had to fight this fat guy Chuck, and that was an really easy defeation. After that, he had an even easier defeation by trying to kill this really overly skinny guy named Travis, who even I could have killed with a stick. And then things weren't really as easy for Mr. Wisewoman. You see, he had to defeat the biggest and strongest gladiator in town. Well, that was the end of Mr. Wise Woman, even though I prayed as hard as I could to the god Mars. But he showed no grace, and I never went to the Colosseum again. Anyway, I better get going. Guess what? My granddaughter's going to teach me how to use Netflix! Well, that's Mrs. Wise Woman, all right. She's good at telling stories, though. Anyway, back on topic. Now that you know what gladiators are, let's get... Oh, I've been waiting for this call. Sorry. Hello? Oh, hi, Mr. Vespasian. Really? Oh, that would be awesome. Sounds great. See you soon. Sorry about that, and sorry to interrupt the show, too. That was Mr. Vespasian, the Roman emperor. He built the Colosseum, and so he was wondering if he could come and share a story. Anyway, while we're waiting, let's get started on Fact Time! Number 1. The outer wall of the Colosseum is 49 meters high and measures 189 meters long and 156 meters wide. Number 2. The Colosseum was used for a long time, in fact, even centuries. But when time passed by, they didn't use it as much. Good for the gladiators. But soon, the Colosseum was abandoned. Some of the stone used to make the Colosseum was recycled to construct other historical buildings in Rome. And last but not least, number 3. The Colosseum was built why? Well, to show events for the public. These events included animal searching to kill, and even worse, gladiator fights. It's kind of like our movie theaters now, except with a different kind of show. Up to 50,000 people would attend these events. Anyway, Oh! That must be Mr. Vespasian. Let's go see who it is. No. Oh, okay. Hello, young fellows. I'm Mr. Vespasian, and I'm here to tell you all about my construction of the Colosseum. And it's an amazing place, and if I think... Wait, what's that you say, Abby? Not so much of that interview talk, but I thought I was such a good person to interview. Hurtful. Anyway, back on topic. It all started a long time ago, and if I think hard enough, I'll remember what year it was in. Oh yes, AD 72. And let's see. Oh yes, I remember I was thinking of an idea, not just any old idea, a really good idea. I was thinking of this idea because I wanted to do something big. I wanted to get out of my emperor chair and stop having to give orders all of the time, not doing anything for myself. So I was thinking of an idea, and it ended up a really good idea. Why? Well, because I ended up thinking, what if I built a big stadium where gladiators, which were criminals and slaves, could fight wild beasts or other gladiators, and it would be for some big applause. It would be meant for 50,000 people. And how it would be big applause, and it was such a beautiful building. That's exactly what it was. Oh, I brought some pictures along. Here they are. Here. I always carry around pictures of the amazing sight because I just want to remember my amazing thing. I mean, the pictures aren't as good as they were before, because before it was really amazing, but by the time somebody finally invented cameras, then it the Colosseum had already been abandoned. But here they are. Oh, I have this weird feeling that my men are going to start to play poker without me. So I better get going. Good day, young earthlings. Thank you, Mr. Vespasian. In the meantime, I have found some really cool facts. So let's get started on fact time. Number 1. When gladiators were training, they probably got pretty tired. To make it worse, the trainees pushed them hard to work harder by whipping them on their back. That's not too fun. Anyway, number 2. The Colosseum was finished in AD 80 and after being abandoned, had repairs in the 1800s. And for the last fact of the day, number 3. Since Mr. Vespasian left it out, in order to build the Colosseum, he had to take down Nero's palace and drain, then fill Nero's artificial lake. Where the Colosseum stands now was once where Nero's lake was. Well, since I haven't had any calls yet, I guess I'm just going to have to go talk to my boss about whatever he wants to talk to me about. So, see you later. Since my boss was only congratulating me and we don't have all that much time left, let's just end in our usual way. Thanks so much for watching. And since we're both Colosseum experts, let's give a round of applause for you and me. The Colosseum is a scary place. Gladiators fight wild beasts. They went there for entertainment those days because they didn't have TVs. Thanks for watching the Colosseum. Yeah! The Colosseum is a scary place. Gladiators fight wild beasts. They went there for entertainment those days because they didn't have TVs.